Hello everyone. Welcome to She Joy. It is that fine medium, Dr. Rose, coming to you live with another message of what you need to know today. That being said, you guys, let's go ahead and get into this message. Oh, is the glare too real on that? I should probably take that down. Alright, so Father God, what do my viewers need to know when they see this message? Ooh. Okay. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so a 10 card spread came out. Immediately we see that the 10 bringing cycles. Okay. We take the top. And okay, so the overall energy here is interesting. Okay, you guys. So, what we are seeing, I think I might switch that up a little bit in a second, but anyway. Okay, so what we are seeing for an overall energy is the 7 of Wands. Now again, I want you guys to think about our wands as what brings us passion, right? What we want to manifest, right? Our desires, our determination to get those things, okay? That's what this is saying, okay? But then it's also, you setting up boundaries, right? Putting those boundaries up that, aren't locking you in, but they could, right? You could set up boundaries thinking that you're keeping people out. In reality, those boundaries could be keeping you in, okay? So that's a perspective for some of you guys to really think about. On the opposite end of the spectrum here, what we're saying is, you could be setting up those boundaries, not to keep anyone out, but just to know that, like, in order for you to get in, you're going to have to understand that this is, a boundary, right? Ooh, you guys. But yeah. Hey, Christopher. I said Christopher. Hey, Chris. But yeah, you guys. So that's what we're seeing there, and that is really awesome. We do also see a Page of Cups. Okay, Page of Cups is kind of interesting because it's saying that, you being around either the youth or someone who is kind of like mildly immature. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who's already in a relationship or somebody who likes being in relationships. And that's fine too. Whatever works for you. But the thing that I find most interesting about this is this person is very creative and they come with a lot of opportunities. And so that's really fun as far as an overall energy. Now we look deeper into what that energy is bringing, and we see a 4 of Wands. And I love my 4 of Wands, right? So 4 of Wands, that's like celebration, homecoming. Not like, I guess it could be a homecoming, but also, like going home energy. That also can be marriages, contracts, commitments, legal situations, things of that nature. Thank you so much, Chris, for showing love. And, basically like celebratory energy, okay? We also see somebody moving in quickly to give a message, okay? This message is, action, that you're confirmation that you are being action oriented, making stuff happen, doing what you can on your side, to bring a situation together. And that's really awesome. So that could be you giving someone a message or someone coming to give you one to help either you or them, and maybe even both, out of a burdensome situation. Because here recently you could have felt like, you had so much on your plate and trying to take care of so many people and trying to help so many people and do so much. And, nobody was really checking in on you. And you're like, look, I'm not putting an end to all that, like, right? Because you're like, no, like, absolutely not. I'm not going to be stressing myself out for people and situations that don't even give no care about me. You know what I mean? That even goes for work too, right? Because think about it. People are sitting there stressing themselves and driving themselves absolutely bonkers for a freaking job. And it's like, mind you, if you decide to quit, walk away, pass away, any of that, that job is going to replace you. You know what I mean? Like, so honey, take your time. Do what you need to do. Take those off breaks. Take those, whatever it is. Go in a little, whatever it is. Understand that that job is not the end all be all. You are abundant, okay? And you do not need, now granted, you may need that job for finances. I'm not saying you don't need a job. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you don't need a way to make money that's legal. I'm not saying that. I am saying that, it's not worth your life. It's not worth all of your time. It's not worth all of your energy. Find you something that is applicable to you. Do not leave a job until you have a job, though, Let's work smarter, not harder, though, okay? Yeah, so you can let go of some of those burdens and maybe even share this information with somebody else. Being like, hey, I can see that, these people that you're dealing with are just running you dry. You're just spreading yourself a little thin, right? And just let people know, like, hey, there's no need for that. There's no need for that at all. You can be caring, kind, compassionate, empathetic. You can be, understanding. You can be patient. You can be all of those things and still put yourself 100% first. Okay? Absolutely. And with the Page of Swords energy, I do feel like this person who's coming in has like a thirst for knowledge as well. Or this person that you're dealing with. And, they could be like kind of restless. They could like be like really bouncy, kind of jittery, kind of like high vibrational. But then also just think about it like as high as a person's energy, vibration, so on and so forth can be, is also how low it can be. Not for everybody, okay? It's not for every single person, okay? What it is for is the understanding, right? You can see somebody and they're like always so happy and positive, but then that same person could have depression. That same person could be an aggressive person. That same person, could be dealing with anxiety. You know what I mean? So you just perspectives, okay? However, you guys, you are walking towards those manifestations. You are walking towards those victories. And I would say just, keep on the pathway. Hey, Quinn. Just keep on the pathway that you are on. Victory is yours, and you should celebrate. You should celebrate yourself and the things that you have accomplished, how far that you have came, and understanding that, honey, of all of the worst days of your life, you have 100% success rate. You have gotten through every single one of those things. May it be easy? No. May it have been wonderful? No. Right? But did you make it through it? Yes, you did. And you'll make it through any other ones that come up as well. Okay? Why? Because God's bringing that together for you, helping you to balance your life and helping, and not just God putting that for you, but also you have been meeting universe halfway. You're like, you know what? Okay, I'm tired of going against the grain. I'm gonna, do what I tried my way. Let me try your way, right? And it looks like that's working out for you. Also, it's interesting because the Queen of Cups came out, right? Queen of Cups and King of Cups came out. But then also so did the Page of Cups, which says that you could be dealing with a third party situation. Now, for some of you, that's like business partners that you could be coming into contact with. For others of you, this is literally a family dynamic. And for others of you, this is literally a relationship, okay? So you could be with somebody who's with multiple people, or it could be you who is talking to multiple people, or being with multiple people, or trying to form a multiple person situation, okay? Yeah, but just understand that that's in multiple ways. We all have multiple soulmates. And again, soulmates are not only romantic. Soulmates can be for business, family, friends. Soulmates are people who we meet. But we meet with, who are our mates, for that event, to propel both of us forward, to give that stability. That's a foundational spiritual alignment which we reach in the physical and the spiritual, okay? And that's a beautiful thing. Yeah, because some of you got options. You got options for days. You got so many like people that you can call, text. You can be like, hey, you know, I need this or want this, or you want to do this. Let's talk about this. Let's see this. Let's try this. Let's, you know, you got options. You got options for days, or somebody that you're dealing with has options for days. Okay? Days, weeks, months, years. Yes. Hallelujah. But also within those, you know, options, you have to, you know, you have to understand that sometimes more is less, and sometimes less is more. Okay, so you need to figure out what people are forever people, and push forward towards those people. Just because they give you something, or just because they, you know, make you feel needed, or just because they tell you things, or just because they've shown you certain actions, doesn't mean that that's forever person. Doesn't mean that that's somebody who's just supposed to be around forever. Okay? You know, kind of ask yourself, you know, what has been the foundation of your relationship with said people? What's the energy mostly with that person, you know, and just kind of like pros and cons it out, or like, you know, really like write it out, or really look at it, you know, on all levels, and be like, you know, what role am I playing in this relationship? Is this the role that I want to play moving forward? Or, you know, do I want this to be a different way? And I'm not telling you to leave a person, place, or situation just because it's not the way you want it. I'm telling you to look at that situation, and if it's not what you want, bring it up. Be like, hey, I understand where we were or currently are, but I would also like to enlighten you as I've been enlightened, and let you know that I would prefer our relationship to be more substantial. I would prefer to add more value to this relationship, or I would prefer if you added a certain amount of value, or a certain type of value. You know, our relationship together could be more beneficial for both of us if we both put in more of this effort. You know, because closed mouths don't get fed, but also teamwork does make the dream work. So, you know, getting in there and just letting people know, like, hey, I'm noticing this, right? And I assume we're all adults here, besides those younger kids who watching it. Hello, you know. But yeah, you know, it's there's nothing wrong with telling someone what you want, what you think, what you feel. That's a beautiful thing. You know, speaking your truth is a wonderful thing. It clears your chakras. It helps you balance the rest of your chakras. It's also, you know, the truth will set you free. They don't just say that. Okay? So yeah, just think about that whenever you're making your decisions. Because what's funny is, if you choose correctly, or even if you know, figure it out, what vibrations are really rolling with you, and what brings you that joy, what brings you that moving forward energy, what helps you to kind of get in the vibration and feel more alive, and feel more you, and feel more positive, and more aligned with the you that you want to be, and the you that you're working towards, and the goals that you're working towards, and things of that nature. Then you end up being in the then you end up being in the, what in the world? Did that just cut off randomly? Then you end up being in the 10 of Cups energy. Okay? Now, 10 of Cups energy, that's success in all areas of life. You know, feeling like you've made it, and not only feeling that you've made it, but you've made it. You've made it to that next chapter, to that next, you know, place in your life where you really get to shine, where you really get to excel, and leave those codependent, toxic situations alone, you know, while still getting that itch scratched. Okay? And another thing, the most interesting part about it is, all of those options, right? How do you get from 7 to a 10? How do you get from a 7 to a 10? A 3. And what's a 3 of Cups? Celebration, communication, so on and so forth. Okay? So you get there, you get from a 7 of cups to a 10 of cups by appreciating the cups that you have, by appreciating, by celebrating the little victories that lead you to the big victory. Okay, you guys? So that's just really what is coming out here. But we also will ask for the advice. So Father God, what's the advice for this reading? Hey, fam. The advice for the reading is the Emperor, okay? So right now, your energy is, not only are you, trying to, be more authoritative and step more into I love you more. And not only are you trying to step into that positive, reinforced energy, but also you're trying to really build those foundations, because you realize, not only do I want an empire, but I can have an empire. I know that I can do the things that I want to do, and I know I can be the kind of person that I want to be, and you are, and you will. You just got to keep pushing forward in that energy, because you are a natural leader. People naturally choose to follow. People naturally choose to, want to work with you. They love your energy. You have a certain je ne sais quoi, okay, about you. And yeah, you do like structure. At one point you may not have had that or may not have wanted that, but now it's like, yeah, okay, I like a schedule, okay, right? Schedules make things a little bit easier. And yeah, I do like a little bit of discipline, and I do like to help others to get more disciplined. And that may be a sign or a synchronicity for some of you, so that okay, this is what helped me in my situation. So maybe if that's what helped me, in class, or if that's what helped me in, that relationship, or if that's what helped me in a treatment, or, whatever it may have been. If a situation is what worked for you there, then you should use that same energy in the outer world, or in, in every position that you're in. Because that's a mirror of who you are, what you can do, and who you can be. And you are amazing, and you do have powerful, energy, right? And you're aligning to other people with that energy, and you should keep upon that vibration, okay? That being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. If you would like a personal session, just reach out to me. Stay blessed, never stressed, with much peace, much power, much love, much light, and of course, much joy. See you guys next time. Love you, Indo.